What's going on? Get in here. Come on, get in here. What's going on? Party crashers. Can you guys hear me really good? I hope so. You are at the Messy Sweet Spot. I am your host, the one and only Gigi Medici. All right, so we got some news report to talk about. First, we're going to talk about Brandy. And you guys know she was 16 years old when this happened to her, and she was dating a 22-year-old, a grown man at that. So gross. He was a part of the members of the Boys to Men. Now, she just came out with her book and she is exposing it, right? So now it's old video footages of Brandy and the guy from Boys to Men, and the things that he's saying about 16-year-olds, and like it's nothing wrong with it. And he said it's legal in the states that he did it in. And matter of fact, him being in his 50s or 40s, I'm sure 50s or 60s, it's legal for him to date a 16-year-old now. And I just want to know, what are your thoughts about that? Comment, let me know. Do you guys think it's okay? Do you guys need to focus on the laws? We need to change the focus on the laws. How about getting the laws up where make it illegal for a 16-year-old to date a 22 or 50 or 89-year-old man? All right. And what's going on now? Even the girls are dating seeds. I call them seeds because of YouTube things. But also, we want to talk about TLC. You guys know TLC Chilli. She has very disappointed me. You guys, I used to be a big TLC fan. I bought all their albums. I give you the red light special all through the night. Oh, so I creep. Yeah, so creeping. And just to know that all the money that I was given to her, she's taking that and voting where this person is going to destroy me. Donald Trump, I'm talking about destroying our lives. We in war, honey. I'm thinking about moving to Iran myself, So we're going to talk about that. And let me tell you, brother Funky Dineva, he really shut it down. I got a clip of Funky Dineva going off, and it is a reason why that brother is an icon. It is a reason why so many people in the black community follow him. He's such intelligent, and he's so brave. So also I want to talk about Chrisean Rock. You guys know she is still out here in the news, and I'm hearing that Baby Jr is in CPS, and I'm like, what? I'm going to need those receipts. Right? And also, I want to talk about this NBA player. He just got fired. And he says some horrible things about the LGBT. He is a Christian. I was born a Christian. Not I was born a Christian, but I was raised up on Christian. So I know that thinking. And honestly, I think he's on a down low. I think that he is struggling with his own sexuality. And when he see other homosexuals living free, the first thing you want to do is cast them down because it makes you feel better. So he is speaking out, and he got fired, and I think good for him. Some people are saying, well, what about freedom of speech? Okay, well, let's turn the freedom of speech on. Now, how do you feel if I say majority of black women out here, you created bastards? So, right? I mean, that's freedom of speech too, and that goes against to biblical. I can continue on and say, all you guys out here fornicating, you guys are going to burn in the flames. I can continue on, but you're not going to like that, right? You're going to feel some type of way. Because I'm really good at that. I was raised in that church, so I know how judgmental it can be, and I know how much powerful I'm an ex-Christian, could be by using our power to judging others. We feel supreme. It gives us authority in our mind, which is clearly make believe. And God gives you a choice. That book gives you a choice. You have a choice whether to believe or not to believe. That's on you. Shit. But nobody should try to force that on you or badger you or harass you with their beliefs. That's your personal beliefs. You need to worry about your soul not burning. And I think it's so fake. It's so fake outrage, because if I am a person and I deal with lying and fornication, why would I look at a homosexual and try to grill them when that's not even my issue? I need to be focused on myself. You're more concerned about a homosexual getting into heaven than you are with your own self, than you are with your own family. Something is up with that, okay? Either you really don't believe and you're just using religion as a weapon and you're covering behind it to go after motherfuckers you dislike just because they're different from you. That's what it's giving. But I'm open to all, so let's hit my link and let's talk about it. All right. So I did put the link at the top, and I will be putting this up here. It said, "Messy Sweet Spot, you're my inspiration." I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful I can be your inspiration. So I am an open book. Hit me up, ask me questions, whatever. My Facebook name is Gigi Medici, Gigi Medici on all platforms. It says, "I still may. I'm a Christian, but I'm not a fanatic about it." Amen, somebody. Amen, somebody. You know, it's your personal walk with Christ, right? Or Jesus, because Christ is not even his name. You know, that's personal. Figure yourself out before you try to cast somebody else. Because for me, a bitch try to judge me, I'm gonna call you out because I know you fucking phony. Okay. And a bitch that's a bastard, a motherfucker that's flawed, can't never tell me shit because I'm gonna hurt your fucking feelings. You coming after me, what you gonna call me a man? That don't hurt. Calling me a homosexual, I'm gonna burn. Bitch, I've been told that since the day I was motherfucking born. Bitch, I've been desensitized. I am desensitized by that shit. Okay. But bitch, when I hit back, you ain't gonna never have no belt to ass like I'm gonna give it to you. Cause nobody tells you about your flaws. So I'm gonna really humble your ass. You may not come around these parts, all right? Spend a block over here, you're gonna die driving. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I like that lyric. It's a song that's called Shock, 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 Shock. I'm gonna shock a bitch. Shout out to the artist in Michigan. And in one of his lyrics, he said, "A motherfucker spin around my block, they gonna die driving." I love that shit, bitch. Okay. I love it. All right, so let's get the likes up. So let's start off with Brandy. So Brandy Norwood, she came out with her memoir. She's telling everybody, you know, she was 16 years old when this took place. And I think it's gross, of course. I think at 16, you are still a child. And it's so retarded that in the Black community, y'all don't care about kids because y'all are saying, well, she knew better. She knew better. She knew what she was doing. Okay, is she a child or is she not a child? Which one is it, bitch? Pick one up. And then let's flip it to a boy. Now, if Raz B, 16, was getting done up by Diddy, y'all would feel some type of way about that, right? Oh my God, Raz B, he's such a child. He was only 16. He didn't know what he was doing, you guys. Well, shit, have that same energy for Brandy, but you won't because you have something against women. You got something against females, okay? And that's some bullshit. What do you guys think about it? Comment, let me know. 16-year-old Brandy with this 22-year-old man. And a lot of Black men, a lot of stress with a lot of Black straight men, they be in the comments saying it's nothing wrong with it. And you know why? Because they are pedophiles themselves. They be up here looking at young boys and girls, okay, in a freaky way. They don't look at them as a child. They see, they lust after them. They see body parts. All right. And if a person only sees body part, even if a person is 10, 11, if a person grows into their body at a young age faster, these men don't care. All they see is body. They reduce people to body parts. All right. That's why so many people up here getting surgery, trying to get attention from these men because all they look at is body parts. But yet, it's the same group that call themselves Christians that want to judge somebody, but have a lustful spirit that is, if you are a lustful spirit, you're not going to heaven. You're going to burn just with them homosexuals, okay? Ooh, you and them homosexuals going to be in there together, honey, okay? And some people say, well, okay, well, I ain't gonna lust today, so I'm gonna be safe. You know why? Because God tests you every single day and every single night, and your flesh is so weak. When God tests you, Satan tests you, you fall for the trap instantly. Your mind already gone into inappropriate thoughts, and then they say if you thought it, you may as well and did it, because it's a sinful to think about nature. So you have to really cleanse yourself. You're not gonna go to heaven and you thinking about behinds on your mind, because on earth you're so conditioned and you so in the form of wickedness. So that's why it gets me, because majority of people that's so religious all of a sudden be the worst demonic motherfuckers. I respect real Christians that are not in the world. They are separate from the world. They're not watching all this music or these TV shows. They're separate. They're really working on themselves and people that has like-minded. They don't be in the world, but the ones that go to hell and complaining about being in hell, F you, bitch. Okay. So that's how I feel about that. All right. So let's play this clip. Y'all ready?
A celebrity relationship. Were you the only one that was ever involved with a celebrity?
Who was he dating?
Wanya was banging Brandy.
Brandy.
He left her lonely, brokenhearted.
No, I didn't actually leave her.
He was teaching Reggae how to do videos.
You told Reggae how to do the sex.
That's why they called you Squirt.
That's what I was thinking.
That's why you Squirt.
I mean, Brandy even said in her behind the music that you broke her heart because you fell in love with somebody else.
I mean, you only fall in love with somebody. You only fall out of love with somebody else if somebody makes you fall out of love. Mm-hmm. So if that was the situation, if that's what she said, then
that's political. I like that.
I can't contest to her view about it. I can just only live by my view.
Revolt. Mm-hmm. Revolt.
They were saying she was really young when y'all dated.
Yeah, she was. Not that young. Not
jailbait.
No, that's what I'm saying. No.
16 is that young. So 16 years old. Is it okay for 16-year-olds to be fornicating with a 22-year-old? Huh? Where my Christians at? Or a 44-year-old, because it's still legal for a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old to date a 16-year-old. But why don't y'all focus on those laws? Why aren't Republicans trying to change those laws? Huh? Y'all are so quiet, and that's very telling how you really view kids. You don't care. All right. So, but what y'all got to say in the comments? I'll wait. All right. Y'all need to comment more. All right, let me go here.
Hold on, but that's why I stopped it and said that she wasn't that young, because I don't want y'all to think Boyz II Men was no.
She said
I was young too.
She said she was 15 and she had to keep it a secret because she was so young.
See, we did the thing. We did the thing when she was like 16, 17, around that time.
You was so you were still a boy too. You
I wasn't old. I wasn't
yet.
like 38 years old, nothing like that. I was old enough to. She was old enough to get it.
Oh, that's gross. That's gross. So basically, this is all about fornication. That's what didn't I tell y'all? Press 1 if I told you it's all about the body parts. It's not about love. It's never about love. And you think some of these young girls feel like, or these kids feel like, this guy may love you. They don't. They kill young girls all the time. Like 15, 16-year-old girls, they go missing so often. And these girls go missing by men like this that sell them a dream, that lie to them, deceive them, because they know these girls are kids. A kid, they don't have the mindset to really know what's going on in the world and know how humans really work. They're naive. So they are predators because they want to go with someone they can easily manipulate. And then when things go wrong, what do? They unalive them. They go missing. They go missing because they don't care. They don't care about you. And it will always be that way. And it's sad that you guys are so, I don't know, in the lust spirit, but one minute this is okay. But when we get to that gay part, then all of a sudden you a saint. That's bullshit. You ain't no goddamn saint, ho. Okay? especially when you cool with this. Because a real Christian, they would say, this is wrong, this is fornication. You should wait to marriage, of course. But no, you bitches don't wait for marriage. Y'all don't practice that, and y'all don't preach that either. So let's stop the bullshit. Stop that shit. Okay. So, honey, what are y'all thoughts about that? Like I said, y'all need to comment more. I want to know what you guys think more as well. You guys need to type that shit in the comment section. Let's get the likes up. I'm not going to be here all night. It says, R. Kelly liked them. You know what? Fuck young. Young is a young adult, but they like kids. Call it what it is. C's. They like kids, right? That's what it is. Call it. Why y'all have a problem with calling that what it is? You don't got no problem with calling a transgender a man, but you got a problem with calling a 16-year-old a kid when it comes, especially when it comes to freaky shit, right? But let that 16-year-old, let that be a boy, and he did some crimes, and they want to charge that 16-year-old as an adult, then all of a sudden your monkey ass, oh, he's a child. Bitch, which one is it? Is he a child or is an adult? Because it keeps on changing for y'all. Hell, let's not do the bullshit. So come on, comment, let me know, honey. I'm ready, honey. I'm ready. It says, ain't no man a saint on this earth. You so right. Well, please get the likes up and share my message. Wayne is disgusting. I see this shit all the time. It's a lot of black men that are just like this. Hell yeah, I'm calling them out. Not all, but it's a whole bunch of black straight men and maybe some gay men too. That's just like that. They don't have no problem with the kids, you know? But y'all don't fight about this often. Why don't y'all fight like this? Like y'all be fighting to want to know who's down low. Y'all want to know who, y'all break y'all neck to find out who fucking who in the gay department, but y'all won't break y'all neck to find out who's the pedophiles. Okay. Jarvis Butts. Ooh, okay. I need y'all to have that same energy. Okay. All right. So I feel sorry for Brandy and for Brandy to be in a limelight and she had to hear this guy talk so nasty about her, like treat her like trash, like she's nothing but an object, and say, yeah, she's not young to get it. Yeah, she's too young to really get to know on an emotional level. But when it comes to freaking off, you know, they're just right. They're just plump. And you guys don't have enough pushback for me because I think that y'all cool with this shit too. Y'all cool with this shit unless what? Now, if this was Diddy talking about a 16-year-old Justin Bieber, how would that go? How would that go? Comment, let me know what you think. If Diddy was right here on Breakfast Club and he told y'all at 16, Justin Bieber being 16, he's not young to get it. He can still get it. Wouldn't y'all be more outrageous? So what's the difference? The difference is it's a female at stake. It's a 16-year-old female, and they don't value you. I mean, they value more a man's behind than a woman. And even more women, they value men's behind more than anything. I think the most valuable part is a man's behind, right? That shit right there. In Hollywood, they say they'll offer you $4 million to tap that. Not a woman, but a man's. That's the most valuable right there. Ain't that some shit? Literally.
Squirted and unsquirted. I like that. Squirted and unsquirted. I like that.
All right, so everybody's laughing about it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about a 16-year-old female. They don't care about a 16-year-old female. So let's look here. Unpopular opinion, selective outrage is real. Laughing doesn't make it less serious. It just shows how normal it became in our community. Unfortunately, I call bullshit. If it's normal, what do you guys do to undo the normalcy? Don't you guys, y'all should be screaming out here talking about, no, it's wrong. You guys need to scream that shit out just as loud as you loud about anything else you don't like. But y'all so quiet. Why are y'all so quiet with it? Now, if this was a 16-year-old Usher and a 22-year-old Diddy, y'all would have a dip. Be loud like that. That's all I'm saying. Give that same energy. But you don't, because you don't give a fuck about women. Let's just be real. You don't give a fuck about women. All right. So I'm watching on TV right now. Thank you, boo. Hit that damn light. Okay. Okay, it says, how old was Monica when she started dating C Murder? Well, clearly it's a lot of black men that are pedos, right? Shit. That's how it's going. Cause C Murder a pervert, R. Kelly a pervert. So what are y'all doing in the black community to undo the perversions with y'all black men? Huh? What are y'all doing? Because they're still very much perverted. How do I know? Because when I go on the news, I see missing little girls. And these girls are not missing for no reason. They missing because of some freak offs, right? Press 7. If you know when you hear little girls are missing, it's a man behind it doing something nefarious to her. It's so many girls that are missing and so many perverts behind it. And then some of them is even effing around with them right now. Just like that Pastor Peanut. Now, what y'all had a lot of outrage with Pastor Peanut when he was whooping on that 16-year-old cousin of his, right? Why don't y'all have the same outrage? Pastor Peanut and that 16-year-old boy. But this, see the bullshit? I'll wait. Hit that link. Or say something. Y'all talk so fucking slow for me. All right, so let's go into TLC. Maybe y'all get more hyped on this, okay? Because I got y'all muted. Y'all don't got shit to say, honey. Damn. That's how I'm coming. So check this out. I want y'all to check this link out right here.
As in the history of politics. Straight up, period.
I think you're really going to win.
This is an all hip hop
He's gonna win.
My group member voted for him.
Well, here's my thing is I've been telling you guys that when you say Obama got 2, that don't mean nothing anymore.
You hear that? Did you hear that? Just like that. Just like that. My group member voted for him. She's talking about who? Chilli. She been told us. But see, they bypassed that shit. We wasn't listening. She warned us. Oh! When I tell you, I'm so sorry, T-Boz warned us. You guys, we got to start having more discernment. This is war we are in, okay? People are losing their lives every single day. People are losing hope, but it's up to us. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's coming inside the house and it's more of our own people that will betray us. We got to get them out, get them out, get them. Enough of the lies. Enough of the lies, I say. So I also want to show you guys this. You know, look at this.
Yeah.
You guys are about to nominate the biggest jackass.
All right, so there you go. TLC T-Boz, she actually confirms that Chilli was or have voted for Donald Trump. And we wasn't listening. We were warned. But we are in the middle of transitioning from T-Boz to Brandy when she was underage. So I'm looking at this. It says, as much as I agree with you on this subject, the pedo word is thrown out a little bit too much without proper understanding and definition of actual word. Listen, Miss Wan, I agree with you and I know what you're saying, but you got to understand in the black community, they are slow as fuck. Okay. They don't even believe in bisexuality. You talking to a group that only say gay or straight. So I talk in their language, in their fucking terms, okay? When you try to get them to understand about the pedo and the different words, they don't like anything new. They can't fucking evolve. You can't add a new word. We've been adding new words in a dictionary ever since the beginning. Everything, words that y'all use, hell, 100 years ago, they wasn't even using none of the shit y'all saying. But they feel like, okay, once they on planet Earth, everything got to shut down. No new words can be added. No new understanding. They don't want to learn. They have a dysfunction with learning. So I'm not even going to go there with the meaning, the pedal, all that shit, because they too fucking slow. They not going to get it, okay? So that's why I talk like how I talk. All right? But I appreciate you. But you got to talk to them on their level. You got to talk Boosie Bionics or some shit like that. Okay? At this age of 6 years, a lot, but adults is nothing, I guess. At that age, 6 years, a lot. I don't know what you're talking about. What you mean 6 years? Motherfuckers put him in office, the same dumbasses that want him out. Okay, talk about that damn Trump. Hell yeah. And I believe everybody that voted for him needs to pay. Everybody that voted for him needs to go to war and fight this war. I want y'all to send y'all sons and y'all daughters and leave everybody that did not vote for him alone. That's how I feel like it should be. Eat that shit up, because we told your monkey ass this shit was going to happen. But you didn't want to listen. And I believe black men voted for him to put the black women in place. That's what I believe. I believe people voted based on hate. The hateful group. I believe people voted for him because they hate gays. That's what I believe, or they hate trans. That's all this shit was about. It was a vote based on hate. If you hated black women and you hated the power they had, the jobs they got, all this shit, you're going to vote for Trump, because you're going to look at him. He going to put you in your fucking place. Everybody that voted based on hate. That's all that was. That's it. That's all. All right. So, let's go here, because Funky Dineva, he really threw it down. Let's look. Get these likes up, y'all. And that's why I don't do live streams, but get the likes up.
At this point, you are either a friend or an enemy. There is no more.
Yes.
Oh, everyone's allowed to have their own political views.
No.
No, you're not. You are not allowed to have your own political views. No, you're not, baby. Either you got the ones we got, or you got to get the hell on. That's where we at with it. That's how life or death this situation is.
Yes,
so we don't
Funky.
Not too comfortable with this. To each its own. Everybody could know the hell you can't. No, you can't. Not when people around here dying. Not when costs are living through the roof. Not when we at war. Not when they're cutting people down like animals. Not when families being torn apart. Not with racist policies being put in place. Not with voter suppression going on. Not with alligator Alcatraz going on. Not with the global terror that this man has caused. No, ma'am. Not with our young boys going over there to war and returning back in caskets. No, ma'am. There is not no Funky. To each his own, bitch. No, there is not no you got the right to vote for who you want to vote for.
Yes.
No, ma'am, you don't. No, you don't. You got the right to get the fuck on. That's what you got the right to do.
Hit the road,
either you
Jack.
with us, and y'all
you against us.
Black people ain't a monolith. The hell you say? Today we is, bitch. We is very monolithic today. Either your ass over here, or you got to get the fuck on. So with that being said, unfortunately, TLC, y'all got to get the fuck on. Salt and Pepper and Spinderella, I know it ain't y'all fault, but that light-skinned hoe, don't put y'all on the list. Y'all got to get the fuck on. It's too much at stake. It's too much at stake. Get the hell from around me. Matter of fact, I'm at the point now, bitch, I need ID badges. I need hoes to wear they voter registration card for you meet me. Don't introduce me to no new bitch without saying, hi, this my friend Michelle, and she voted for Kamala. I need to know who you voted for before me and you could break bread. That's where we at with it. Believe it or not, there is a war going on in Iran. We at war right here. We are in the thick of a battle right now. So I need to know,
boy.
When I'm walking with my gun and you behind me, I need to know that you shooting at the enemy and you not finna shoot me in the back of the head. That's where we at with it. This shit is life or death right here. So no, it ain't no to each his own. It's game at this point. You are either.
Ooh, Funky walked him down, honey. He walked him down. Shout out to Funky Dineva. All right. So I want everybody in the chat, because we need to get this shit together. My channel is suffering right now, y'all. Oh, we need to get the likes up. Y'all know I took out like how many, what was that, 80 million views last year. Shit, I need to restore them fucking views, right? But anyway, this lady on my screen, she says, I mean, I'm not surprised. A lot of these black celebrities, okay, baby, not only black celebrities, check your black men. Check your local black straight men at the grocery store. He voted for Trump too because he want to put black women in their place. They can't stand for black women to be on the same side because they compete with the black women for these jobs and in society, and who got more money and who's smarter. They are in competition. And they feel like Trump can knock your ass down a peg. They feel better about themselves because, like I said, the vote was based on hate. All right. And a lot of people that got hate in their heart, they can't stand to see a person or a group of people. They already been told it was beneath them. These groups are beneath them. To have that group do better or compete, oh, it's a disgust. So anybody that can knock these bitches back down, it's gonna make them feel better. So not just black celebrities either. Okay, check your brother. Check your daddy. Okay. So anyway, it says black celebrity megas and voted for Trump. I just want to understand how to live a double life, because how you can be a hoe rapper or R&B but mega. Well, let me tell you something. MAGA is not the old Republican. The old Republican Party has dead. That is died. Old Republicans, they had standards. They had high standards. People saw them as snooty. They showed a great face. This is when we had standards. You had to talk a certain way in order to be on TV. You had to have a certain reputation. Reputation mattered at that point of the world. Now, reputation doesn't matter. Clearly, the president, he has a horrible reputation. He is known to be a pedo. He lusts after his own daughter. I mean, it's so much. Epstein files. Nobody cares about reputation. That is part of the MAGA movement. They are ratchet. They're raunchy. Okay. They're not conservative. And black people and certain individuals that would never be accepted by the real true Republicans, they feel, okay, this is an opportunity to get in now because MAGA accepted them. MAGA and Republican, the old establishment, are so different. They're day and night. The old Republican Party would never be associated with the likes of them because of their reputation. And it was a different world then. So I think you're just getting it confused. Most MAGA people, they like the whole, the hoish shit. Look at Elon Musk. Old Republican would never want a man that got so many baby mamas, broken homes, even if he is rich. They cared about standards, showing a different face, even though most of them behind the scenes, they live a different lifestyle, but you didn't know it, so it didn't matter. So MAGA and old Republican Party is totally different. And I think that's what you're getting confused. MAGA, anybody can be a part. A transgender is fucking MAGA at this point. Homosexuals are megas at this point. Black people are mega. They don't matter because they're desperate. This is the only way they can compete against the Democrats if they open it up and just, you can come in as long as you spill our rhetoric and as long as you have hate in your heart for the opposite side, then you are included. It don't matter as long as you're speaking their language. This is a different day and time. Okay. So let's continue on. So it said, agreed, all that has been in the sewer. It says, I understand what you're saying. We need to educate the meaning of the word because it's just not fair to label someone as a pedo when they're not. Well, that's okay. Let's talk about this. When you talk about labels, different cultures have different meanings. One word can mean something different for each culture or each group. When you say pedo, is a man that is sleeping with a young person or a woman that's sleeping with a person that's underage. I just say underage, not young, but underage. So when it comes to teaching the Black community about certain words, they're not going to understand. They don't like different words, just like with the gay stuff. They don't like, but they don't even like the word bisexual. And that's an old ass word. So you look, I know this group, okay? They not going to understand none of that new tech. Because I guess you're trying to say, well, if they dating a teenager, then you got to call them a different name. They don't want no new definitions. They lazy as hell. Just call it pedo child. I'm not about to argue with this shit. You know how they are. All right, so let's keep on going. So Chrisean Rock. Oh, did we finish about TLC? Okay, what are y'all thoughts about TLC? My thoughts about Chilli. I'm through with her. I washed my hands with her. I ain't effing with her no more. You know, she shouldn't have lied in my face. She up here. Why did she lie, y'all? Why does she have to lie talking about she mega? She ain't mega. Bitch, you donated to that man 17 times. How is that not mega? He is the mega movement. He is the daddy mega. Okay? He's not even Republican. That's daddy mega right there. That's daddy mega. And you ain't mega, but you donated to mega 17 times. You voted for the king mega. Okay. Okay. And they saying that the YT man that she with, that's how he believes. So, you know, she's been brainwashed. I don't know. I kind of think she probably always been that way, you know, because a lot of them have. That's why it's important to really know who these artists are, especially when y'all get so attached to them. I don't get attached to artists. And besides, Chilli, I can't even name. Can y'all sing a hook of hers that y'all like from TLC? I prefer just give me T-Boz and Left Eye. We can just leave Chilli out, you know? That's how I feel. Yeah, cancel that ass. And Salt and Pepper, if you want it, you can get canceled too. Okay? All right. So let's move on to here. So Chrisean Rock, she is back in the news as always. Have y'all been hearing the latest with Chrisean Rock? Did you know they saying that she's putting pause on that baby? That Chrisean Rock been hitting that boy ever since he was 3 months years old. Listen to this, y'all. Listen, I tell you no lies. This church lady people is speaking out and exposing her.
Him when he was around 3 months old.
I already knew she had an anger issue. A lot of people are saying, no, I don't believe she'll do it. You don't know her. You don't know what she do. She got a lot of anger in her. And she even confessed it. She said, I need to go to church because I have a lot of hate built inside of me. And this is nothing but a generational curse because her parents failed her and she's doing the same thing. Just because she has money does not break the curse. Money doesn't break the curse. She's still in a curse.
The first time it happened, it was because while on live, he was crying and the comments started talking about how he found it. She got upset and she took her anger out on Junior. Until this day, she still hits him. She started hitting him when he was around 3 months old.
This is sad. Another delusional religious freak, all right, which is Chrisean Rock. I say that because she says that she thinks it's a God in the sky just gonna tell her, hey, I'm gonna heal your baby. That shit don't work like that. And clearly, look at your life and look how it's panned out. Nobody with great sense will want to be like Chrisean Rock. I don't want to be like Chrisean Rock. Do any of the ladies, men out here want to be like Chrisean Rock? Press 1 if you want to be like Chrisean Rock. Press 7 if you don't. I would hate to grow up in a family that you never know what it's like to have a loving mother or a loving father. You are not raised normal. Then your love interest, you always get with men that hate your guts. And then you have a baby that's disabled and you won't even go get them help because you feel that your God in the sky is going to heal him and everything is going to be perfect. She is effing slow. And I would hate to have a mother like Chrisean Rock over me. I would feel like God cursed me with this type of mother, you know? So don't let that Christian label fool y'all, because Satan and his fallen angels lives in the church. I'm sure they got big pastor names all up in the church. That's where they fucking reside anyway. So I think it's sad, and it's unfortunately that Junior is born to a mama like that. I think that, man, God must really hate me to give me a mama like that. Oh, I'm so blessed to have a good, loving mom that wanted best for me, and a good father that wanted best for me, and to be raised in a normal setting according to America. Oh, honey, I'm just thankful. God really blessed me, y'all. God got his hands on me. Do you hear me? Oh, despite me being trans, whatever you want to call it, I'm still blessed, bitch. I'm still here. I'm still loved. What? Come on now. Now, all I need to do is get my YouTube support group and my fan base back. I done lost them. I need to get that shit back. Okay. That's all I'm missing right now, y'all. So I need y'all to tap on in. If y'all love me for real, I'm going to need y'all to comment more. I'm going to need y'all to share my shit more. When my party crashes up, damn, what I got to do? Shit. What I got to do to get y'all back? Shit. Okay. It says, I learned the behavior. I hate to judge the young girl, but it's out there. Well, shit, fake ass Christians gonna judge you. You know what I feel about judge? I think it's human nature to judge, and I'm gonna judge. I am gonna judge. I get judged. Ain't nothing I can do about being judged. People gonna judge me. That's just how the world works. All right. So, they're gonna judge. They're gonna judge. So that's just what it is, honey. Okay. It says, you answer to no one but God. I love you always, Gigi. Yes, God lives within me, baby. God lives in me. It's this lady I found on TikTok. She's an inspiration to me. She's always talking about God, and she breaks it down. I may share some of her wisdom with y'all, but I really like how she breaks stuff down, because she knows so much. Because I was raised in a cycle of religion, and they don't know shit but what they've been told, and they don't have no intelligence, and just being outside of that and being around or listening to people that know the history of the Bible, and to know on a deeper, more intelligent wave is so groundbreaking. But anyway, let's move on to this guy. So this guy, he is a basketball player, and they said that the basketball gay night is unrighteous, and he don't like it, and he's gonna call it out, and his ass got fired for it. And people are saying, well, freedom of speech. Well, he's still speaking, ain't he? He have not been in jail, so he still got freedom of speech. NBA player, they have the freedom to let your ass go. Have you heard about that? Let that ass go. And I think they did great. I'm so proud of the NBA finally standing up. When I was growing up, I had to listen to all this bullshit, even though they may not were talking about me, but shit, it was secondhand. So for the establishment so masculine like the NBA, basketball, which as a little boy, I've been told that I had to be basketball. They groomed me and pushed me into fucking basketball. I didn't want to do fucking basketball, and to see that basketball, they care about gay men and protect gay men, I think that's amazing. And I just want to say I thank you guys for having the courage when so many Black people are going against y'all for that. I thank y'all for having the courage. That's what I want to say first. And for this man, I believe he's a down low homosexual. I think he's fighting with his homosexual spirits. He said he tried to take himself out of here several times before. And I know when I was down low, a homosexual and a down low in the church, I did go through a period where I did just like he did. I went around and I shamed people and I judged people for being sinful, for homosexuality. And it made me feel better. It made me feel like I was doing God's work. It made me feel like I was closer to God. But that was a delusion. That is a sick delusion that Christians or fake Christians, because they're not real Christians, that's a delusion that fake Christians have, because God says follow him. Jesus says follow him. And Jesus would never do no shit like that, you know. So, you know, it's all about power and feeling like they special and they get a high off of that. That's all that is. And he's struggling with himself. So some people also are saying, well, what about freedom of speech? Like I said, is he in jail? But when organizations have rules and you know the rules, what part don't you get? Why should he be special? I mean, can an NBA player come out here and say, I love sucking D? I love sucking D? I'm sure they'd probably be cut off. What about freedom of speech? If a pedo that is working on a team and he says, I don't think it's nothing wrong with dating a 5-year-old girl, you know, he screams that out. Okay, what about freedom of speech? See how that works? Freedom of speech, open it up for everything. If somebody say your religion is bullshit and it's false and it's fake, what's freedom of speech? Freedom of speech. Y'all don't want freedom of speech for real. Shit. Because when somebody come knocking on your damn door, you gonna want to restrict that freedom of speech. Y'all don't like freedom of speech in the Black community because you fight over people that say stuff. You guys are the most people that are so emotional. You will kill somebody if they talk to you in the wrong way. If they say something out of line, if they talk about your dead mama. What about freedom of speech? But he talk about my dead mama, I gotta let him go. No, bitch, freedom of speech. So y'all are so sensitive when it comes to somebody clowning you or talk about your dead relatives. You be ready to fight. So keep that same energy. When somebody dish you in public or in your face, control yourself and say, well, they have the freedom of speech. But your bitch ass ain't gonna do that, now is you? Hell no. If y'all really felt like people have freedom of speech, y'all wouldn't kill each other the way you do. You wouldn't hate on each other the way you do. You'll say, well, they got freedom of speech. All of y'all fights come from somebody speaking on you or saying something that you feel offensive, then you want to fight. So when it comes to this gay shit, all of a sudden it's freedom of speech. Bullshit. When it comes to this religion shit and you trying to down gays, it's all about freedom of speech. Nah, bitch, let's spin that block and let's use that Bible to cast out your ass. All these kids that you got are bastards, according to the word of God. And you have cursed your kids 9 generations, and let's keep on pushing that out. It's gonna hurt your fucking feelings. Let's not talk about these abortions, okay? Okay? You think you're going to heaven, really? Really, after you did that? See, you ain't gonna want to bring that up. And all this fornication, why ain't you teaching your kids to don't fornicate, to don't have, freaky stuff, grown stuff before marriage? Y'all don't push that to y'all kids. I know you don't, because when you go to the stats and you look at the STD rates, when you go to the Houston freak-offs with all those young adults freaking off, because if that's the case, they will feel that same disgust how they feel about homosexual. Why they don't have that same energy when it comes to their own sins that's going to get them burnt in hell? I would think if you really cared about heaven, that you'd be like, nah, I don't give a damn what that gay person does. They burn, that's on them. But I need to get right with the Lord because I got a problem with lusting. I got a problem with eat. I overeat. I'm a big back bitch. And I know I can't go to heaven because they said something about greed and gluttony, but you don't give a fuck. You want to get on a homosexual, you give a fuck about a homosexual making it to heaven. Now, if all them homosexuals in heaven, you're going to be fucked up, okay? And all the straights going to be in hell because, shit, all the lusting they do, the fornication, the lie, scamming is a sin too, is lying, all that. You better get yourself right. You don't have time to worry about somebody else. You don't got time to think about other people because it takes time and it takes a lot of hard work to get out of your nature If your nature is to lie, your nature is to fornicate, like you say, well, as a man, it's just my nature. Well, as a religion man, you have to go against your nature. Religion and nature do not come together. You have to separate yourself from your fucking nature, nigga. Okay? That's a part of fasting and being more spiritual. And think how many black women you would make happy if you really stood up about being a Christian man. Because you wouldn't have no adultery. You wouldn't be cheating because Christian men don't cheat. But your ass is still cheating, giving your wives ST this and all this. And you'll be honest because Christian men are not liars. So all this shit is just fake and bullshit. Fake. Fake, fake, fake. All right. So what channel are you on, girl? Look, I'm on the messy sweet spot, but I'm about to get off. Shit. I'm about to get off. All right. So yeah, so that's how I feel about it. All right. So looking in these comments, people are saying his beliefs, this country of free speech, isn't it? Like I said, let's talk about your whole ass and say you're going to go to hell because you have a Jezebel spirit. And if we would want to go, I don't even know who this is, but Makeup is a Jezebel spirit. Wake Up is against Christianity because it's a part of vanity. When you wear those wigs, ladies, that is a part of vanity. That is sinful in nature. You have to get away from that. Get away from worldly things. Fake eyelashes, fake wigs, fake makeup. That's all into you being into yourself. You being so full of vanity. Fake body parts. That's all sinful. Repent. Get right with Jesus. Now, if they would have continued, you ain't gonna want to hear that shit, right? All that showing off on your body, you're showing your tits, your cable. That is Jezebel's spirit. That is against the word of God. Okay? So, like you said, freedom of speech. So let's do it. Shit. But you're not going to want to hear that. You want to pick and choose, and that's bullshit. And when you're talking about picking and choose, when it comes to Christian, God said that he will spit you out because you're lukewarm. He would rather for you to be a whole atheist that is not with him versus being more confusing to baby Christians because you say you're a Christian, but everything you do is worldly. You watch worldly music, which if it's worldly, it's demonic, because if it's not praising God, it's demonic. It can't be both. It can't be in between. It's either one or another. You got to be hot for Christ or just don't fuck with it at all. You can't be lukewarm. See that? That's that belt to ass. So yeah, I'm going to get on out of here. And, you know, I'm an ex-Christian, so no, I do not believe that y'all going to burn and doing all that shit. I just know how they talk. I was raised in that world. It's a part of me. So it is what it is. All right. Yeah. Anybody got something to say? Huh? Anybody got something to say? Comment, let me know. Oh, and I guess for the homosexuals, he wants you guys to be straight, you know, because like I said, religious feel like you are straight. God made you heterosexual. So despite how you feel, you are straight. So stop doing gay stuff and just be straight. That's how God made you. Ain't no such thing as homosexual. Ain't no such thing as gay. God don't make gay. Okay? So just be straight. And it's okay to say you straight. You need to identify as you straight. Okay? If a woman say that you are gay because you've been with another man, she don't know. She's not God. She can't judge you. You are heterosexual because God made you that way. All right? Just like these motherfucking transgender, you are a man. God made you a straight man. Let's just stop it. Stop all this other shit. It's black and white. Okay? That's Christianity for you, okay? But all this other shit, y'all want to pick and choose. But like I said, I'm not a Christian. I'm an ex-Christian, okay? So yeah. Oh, and y'all know sometimes in my commentary, I do troll just a little bit. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed me as much as I enjoyed y'all. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to do some 2 uploads later on today. My people say I need to do true crime on this channel, and they don't want me to do a lot of gossip. They said I have to wait because they said this channel is more of a true crime, DL adjacent, and pastor exposing. So I guess I'm going to try to do 2 true crimes on this channel. And I hope y'all really support my shit when I do the true crime channel shit. Ooh, girl, I got to hurry up and go. I got to go. All right, I'm out. Okay, God made you who you are. We ain't going to put names on it. Okay. All right. All right. The bullshit. You never an ex anything. Child, look, I don't want to argue with you. Hit that likes up, okay? Hit donate to the Cash App. That's what you do. That's what you do. Okay. I'm out. Bye.